welcome back to Cyberspace Investigations. Every month, Sony releases PS Plus games for anyone with the paid subscription service to buy. This month, it was Destruction AllStars. This is one of the single worst games Sony has ever made. Alright, let's start with the basics. Destruction AllStars is a game made by PlayStation Studios, the conglomerate name that ropes together all first-party Sony studios like Insomniac, Naughty Dog, and Sucker Punch. This game was made specifically by Lucid Games, also known for Need for Speed Payback. That's like the most notable thing they've done before this. AllStars starts with a tutorial. It teaches the most basic aspects of control and nothing more, no explanation for modes, maps, or any intricacies the game has. So what's the control scheme? Well, you can use the gas and brakes, R2 and L2, like all other racing games, use the right stick to have a boost forward and a side boost that does nothing. So there's basically one attack. When out of the car, you've got a jump, some wall-running abilities, and a single attack button for others outside of the car. Now, the only thing interesting about the controls is taking over someone else's car. You hang on the back, and both the driver and the person on the back have to press a series of buttons, and the person who gets to the end first gets the car. There's one ultimate ability per character, but I found it kinda useless. Take the character Shift, for example. He can go invisible. In the car, this seems like a pretty sweet deal, and it could be, but on foot, the jumps are so high that using the invisibility is inconsequential because almost every attack by a car could be avoided by jumping, unless you're just not paying attention. This makes up the basis of gameplay, and it's a very bare-bones basic concept. The novelty of the idea wore off after 4 matches, and every single time I've gone back to it since, nothing has felt different at all. This is down to 3 things: the characters, the maps, and the modes. Let's start with the characters. I briefly touched on this when going over controls, but let's expand upon that. There are a variety of characters on display here from a lot of different backgrounds, sizes, voices, quite a few things. I do like how every character has an in-game backstory and motivations for what they do. However, most of the characters fall apart in gameplay. Since the general idea is so basic, what can be done with each character to spice things up? Well, according to Lucid, almost nothing. Each character has like one special ability, and even that is ridiculously unremarkable in most cases. Each character also gets their own special car to call in every once in a while, but once again, there's almost no difference with the main one. In fact, you're going so fast sometimes that more of the basic design special cars don't look any different from the cars you can just pick up in the arena. The maps suffer a fun case of being almost the same. Rocket League's maps were always about the same near the beginning too, but with that being a soccer sports competitive game, the map itself didn't matter. Here, where we need to look at the map, our surroundings, and know exactly where our opponents are at all times to actually interact and hit them, there is a striking sense of blandness and similarity between the maps. Even a few days apart on completely different maps, I thought I was playing the same one. That's how problematic this is. Even a color palette swap might have been enough change, but they couldn't even do that. The modes are a whole other thing entirely. There are 4 main modes. 4. 2 of which cannot be played with friends in a multiplayer game. And the reason why is complete garbage anyways. Those 2 modes are free-for-all modes, so teaming shouldn't be allowed. But this means there is no variety for anyone who wants to play with friends in a multiplayer game. This leaves 2 modes, Tornado and Stockpile. Tornado is very basic: hit cars and then destroy yours in a tornado to bank the points you got from destroying the other cars. Sure, I mean, for a basic mode that sounds pretty good. It's like Team Deathmatch in COD basically, but for a game like this. The game is about guns, kill each other. The game is about cars, ram into each other, stuff like that. Stockpile is a problem in that despite each and every other mode being simple to understand and basic, Stockpile is a downright disaster. There are no explanations for anything that is happening during the match, how to play, or what to do. Ramming cars is still part of it, I think, to get gears maybe, and then bank them at a certain point. To control different points. You know, it's just extremely confusing that both times I played this, I couldn't help my team win, and there was no help from within the game itself. There are some AI training modes and some story-based things. Well, story is very loose there. So, what makes the game repetitive and unfun to replay is all that, but what else is there to do? Microtransactions galore. What, you thought Sony was safe from the greed of the infamous MTX? Nope, not anymore! I don't know if the ones in here were mandated or the team just really wanted them, but this is some of the worst uses of microtransactions to date. There is a game currency and a real currency, both of which contribute to some of the worst MTX systems I've seen. The game currency, of which you get piddly amounts, gets you some extremely bland and basic color changes for the characters and cars, but that's not all. Not everything can be bought with in-game currency. There's a premium currency too, and that can't be earned from within the game. Only through the extremely steep prices will you be able to get the other half of the cosmetics. With that gate in the way, you'd think the cosmetics would be creative and cool, right? No, they're just as bad as the free ones. This entire system is laughable, like they wanted the stuff in here but were ashamed to give out anything worth buying under fear of being bashed. We'll have no way to tell, but everything feels half completed with the microtransactions and cosmetics front. Now let's get on to the price point. $70. This game is $70. The same price at which you could get Demon Souls, or Miles Morales and Spider-Man remastered together, or a Call of Duty, or literally anything other than this piece of garbage. It's barely worth $30 in its current state, and I don't care if they have future content or a roadmap. What I want is a complete game right out of the bag, MTXs or not. This isn't that, and I don't think it will ever be, with it not being hit as hard by the PS Plus effect and the absolute repetitive gameplay it has. With how problematic every aspect of this game is, my fundamental trust in Sony has been broken. The fact that they would put something like this under the PlayStation Studios name, a name that should be synonymous with quality, is quite concerning. It makes me very wary of future projects like Returnal and any new IPs they make after this, not for the fact that I don't think they should be worth $60, but just from the sheer fact that I don't know if I can like them after Destruction AllStars. It's just a disappointment. Well, that's all I've got for this one, so see you guys next week for another great program.